Once upon a time there was a girl. Her name was Snow White, and she was a princess and her princess. Her mother died after giving birth to Snow White. His her father was almost depressed, but luckily a woman came into his life. That was that was her stepmother. That soon after the king married her. But what he didn't know that she was a witch. She spent all day spe- asking her magic mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? And the reply that is almost play every time is you, master. And she was very satisfied. But when Snow White grew up, she turned to a beautiful young maiden. And then one day, the queen asked the mirror again, "Mirror, mirror of them all, who is the fairest of them all?" And the mirror answer was, "Snow White, Snow White, lady." She was and she flew into a rage and sent a hunter to kill Snow White and took her heart back to her. Then the hunter did for money, but after upon seeing her enchanted beauty, he he tr- he instead he told her about the queen's plan. She was horrified, and then the hunter told her to run. The hunter killed a bird and took his heart back to the queen. She, the queen, of course, was very satisfied. Slut ran to the wood. She rushed through bushes and trees, even though the horn prickled on her legs and her foot was dirty. After a while, she reached a house, and it looked like it had seven owners. Because everything in the house had seven things, but it was so small. Snow White had a dinner, then she climbed into bed, and then when she fell asleep, the owner returned. There were the seven dwarfs. They ran upstairs and then saw Snow White sleeping in their bed. And then the next morning, Snow White woke up to her horror. Seven dwarfs looking at her. But they were friendly, and then Snow White chose to stay with them and do all the chores for them. But and then when the queen asked her mirror again, her mirror still had the same answer. She was furious. She threw the hunter into the dungeon, she she quickly created a potion which changed her into a lady selling apple. And then she created a poison and dropped into one of the juiciest apples she could find. And then she found a basket and put a lot of apples with the poison one in her basket. Then she teleported to the seven dwarfs' house. Snow White was doing the chores when a lady knocked on the doors. She answered, and then the queen knocked her head in. But now she can't recognize the queen because she was in disguise, an old wrinkled faced lady. Then she asked Snow White to buy some apples, and then the lady offered her the poison apple. Snow White doesn't know anything, and she took a bite of the apple. Then she collapsed on the floor. The witch revealed her true form and laughed with the satisfied. She felt wonderful and returned to the palace. Then the seven dwarfs returned. Their They're desperate and saw that their new visitor had just collapsed on the floor, with no sense of life. But she was so beautiful they cannot bury her. Bury her. They keep her in a glass coffin and placed the woods so everyone could admire her beauty. And then one day the prince come by and uh, then enchanted by her beauty. The uh, hun- the prince leaned down to plant a kiss on her cheek, and then Snow White wake up, and then they all live happily ever after.